What the fuck? I was born ready.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll keep that in. Okay, we're on our way to the convenience stores of Speedway. Sorry. We're on our way to the end of the world. I thought I'd cut out us flying. Maybe I didn't for the end of the world. Whatever. Anyway, what are you gonna say?
What a good name for a final level.
It is a good one. They have a lot of good world names for final worlds in this series.
Like the world that never was.
Yeah. And that's about it.
Yeah, the world that never was. Twilight Town is like a good name for like a starting level.
Yeah.
Hollow Bastion.
So is Traverse Town.
Traverse Town's another good one. The Traverse.
Yeah, it implies that a bunch of people just show up there.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think that's the lore behind Traverse Town, is that it's there, and the odd chance that people lose their worlds and still are coherent enough and have the will to survive will end up in Traverse Town.
Yeah. No looking at memes while recording, Alex. You stare at that fucking video, please.
Nice. How about you don't?
I love the music in this section.
It is really good. But yeah, I figured
it does give you this vibe of like finality.
It does. That's why I left it in, because like even if it is super boring and takes up 3 minutes of our time, it is the final gummy ship mission, so.
I think I've mentioned this every single time we've been in a gummy ship section about just the obviousness of you're just using 3D shapes to fill, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think the only other game I've ever played where it's super obvious that they just stopped giving a shit and just wanted to use shapes to fill. I think that was in Mass Effect 1. Did you ever, you played a little bit of Mass Effect 1, did you ever get far enough to where you just started exploring planets?
I did a planet mission, but I don't think I was ever exploring planets.
Because a lot of the planets in the game you can just land on and explore. They took that away in the later games because, well, quite simply they're terrible. But
and that sounds like way too much padding.
Yeah. They never ask you to go on the planets. It's something you do on your own.
2 minutes and 40 seconds is how long that took.
Yeah.
That cutting those out definitely cleaned up a lot of episodes. Anyway.
But yeah, a lot of the planets are just kind of there for you to explore and discover. Like it's about exploration and discovery and shit, learning more about the world. And there's some awesome ones that have some cool shit, but the most common thing you'll run into is that certain worlds you're just like, oh, you just you just stretched and skewed the landscape to create mountains. Because like you'll go to a mountain and like the textures of the mountain are so stretched and fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
It's obvious they just used a brush to grow the mountain.
If we do beat him, and all these worlds become restored and
that's why I never came back.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
to this place?
I'm not surprised.
And to us?
Like you look over the landscape and it looks like a fucking Windows XP not wallpaper but screensaver.
Jeez.
Back when it was a big deal that 3D objects could even exist in a 3D environment. It looks like a Tron landscape sometimes, which is like
I'm sure we'll find our pals again.
If we ever LP that game, you'll definitely run into them. It's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah. Is there a point in doing them though?
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's certain side quests. There's a bunch of really good side quests that are set on those planets.
Okay.
And you'll find different materials and mining shit to improve your ship and characters and stuff. So it's all there. It's just it's obviously a part of the game where they cut corners, and I love this aesthetic.
I do too. It's really good.
It's like a dark, watery landscape. Also, I love these guys too. They're fucking awesome.
They are really cool looking.
They have
I think these guys are pure blood. I don't think they're emblem. Yep, they're pure. You can tell by the death animation, or by the fact that they just fizzle into darkness and no heart gets released.
Well, I believe there was a mission in FIFA 8 where you had to hunt one of these guys, so that's interesting.
Why, did a heart get released on that?
Actually, no, you didn't have to hunt one. One just showed up, and you just had to deal with it.
Cool.
Because I was going to say you had to hunt one to get its heart, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, it just fucking showed up. It kicked your ass.
Yeah, because I was going to say that's a heavy inconsistency because they've established in multiple situations by multiple people.
That's a big, and that's why you're hunting the Heartless in Kingdom Hearts 358 is to actually get the hearts to, you know. That's Roxas's job as a member of the organization. He's there to retrieve hearts because he's the only Keyblade user there.
Because Sora's in stasis, so they have no one to gather hearts for their cause, so...
Apparently Xemnas lost the ability to summon his Keyblade at that point.
I don't know.
It seems to be the implication, which is interesting because it would imply that Xemnas is not the most powerful person there. Which would have to, oh yeah, because there's other Xehanorts running around at that point. Never mind.
Yeah, he split himself so thin that I wouldn't be surprised if he started losing certain abilities. Either that, or maybe it's because his Heartless had been defeated, so certain aspects were damaged. I don't know.
Making it difficult for him to summon Keyblade. Because I know, I think I read somewhere on the online that Xemnas could no longer summon the Keyblade. But then again, like by the time you fight him in 2, he's more Terra than Xemnas, which would also imply that he can't summon Terras either. Which would make sense that Terra wouldn't want him to summon it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's probably why, because Terra's fighting against
Xemnas
from deep down within Xemnas.
You see a bit of that in Birth by Sleep's ending.
Yeah.
Where it's the two of them in the room talking and arguing.
Yep. So
and
yeah, that could definitely be why.
That was back during Birth by Sleep, but I'm assuming Terra is getting more and more power as time goes on.
Although if you read this online, it was probably a headcanon. Unless it was stated in-game. Do you remember that ever being stated, that he started not to be able to take his Keyblade out?
I read it online. It's probably a headcanon thing, because why wouldn't he?
Because he'd never had a Keyblade. Like, well, no, Xemnas never uses a Keyblade, so...
Right, but it's still Xehanort. It's still part of Xehanort, because Sora's fucking nobody can still summon a Keyblade.
Yeah.
It'd be natural to assume that Xemnas could as well, because Xehanort was a Keyblade master.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair, yeah.
Also, he's fused with a Keyblade master named Terra.
But, like I stated before, Terra's trying to fight from the inside, so maybe because of that fighting, it's somehow holding Xemnas back from being able to use that Keyblade. It's
the implication that Xehanort's been very much weakened. Furthermore, he's the only one, he's the only, I guess, Xemnas clone, or Xehanort clone that has visible signs of being weakened, in the case of the brown eyes.
Yeah. Which
are Terra's. So at that point, it's less a fusion of the two and more just Xehanort doing his very best to pilot. Xemnas is Xehanort doing the best he can to pilot Terra's body.
Yeah.
Hence I'm assuming that the energy rods he has, you know, the lightsabers.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, because they're not lightsabers they can't cut, they're blunt weapons. That's probably more to get around the ESRB rating. But
probably, yeah.
I'm guessing that's some sort of spell he has to cast to even create those.
It could be, yeah.
But
also, I love these Heartless. The Angel, as they're known.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, that guy's an asshole, though. Just stingered your ass.
I also love the, I love the not really possession, the ring thing that they do. Where they put, like, a ring of darkness. They kind of, like...
yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to... I can't, like, explain it well.
I remember, though. It's like, it kind of reminds me of the Doom spell from Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Like, they shove their sword into the ground and then become a dark, like, vapor, wrap themselves around you, and then enclose you, dealing damage.
How many fights in this game are you going to end with both Donald and Goofy being on their ass?
I don't know, I didn't make a counter. I should have.
It's a common thing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't even remember them being in Birth by... Oh yeah, they're cards in Chain Memories.
Yeah, because of the way that world works, they get turned into cards.
I'm sure they're happy about that.
Which is one of the first games to not have party members.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, I don't mind. I like having it solo Sora.
That was one of the bummers about Birth by Sleep for me. I wish there was more parts in that game where you had a party.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments in the game is when you're in Radiant Guarding, fighting with all 3 characters in a party together. I thought that was
yeah. Well, I look at it as survivability is up to you. You can't rely on other people.
Right, and in
And
this
I
game,
like that.
you end up relying more on yourself than Donald and Goofy.
Like, it's one thing that you'll learn to do, and then by doing so, it'll make the rest of the series easier. Because in Dream Drop, you don't have a party. Well, no, that's a lie. You have a party. You have the Dream Eaters.
You have a fully customizable party, actually, in the form of Dream Eaters.
That's true. I didn't think of that. I don't think I really relied on them either, honestly.
Me either. I used them to get Leaf Bracer, and after that, I was done.
Yeah.
It is such a pain in the ass to get Leaf Bracer on Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance.
Birth by Sleep especially. A lot of that I'm probably going to do off screen, like ability.
Get Leaf Bracer, get Gravaga, and I think from there you beat the game.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look and see because I don't remember the combination for fusing abilities to get Leaf Bracer. Like, I don't like that system. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite.
I don't think you get Leaf Bracer that way. I don't remember how you get it. I just remember never getting it because it was a pain in the ass.
Oh.
I never beat any of the extra content in Birth by Sleep. I beat the main game on normal, and then it told me fuck off playing on a higher difficulty, and I basically just said fuck off and stopped playing.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even beat the arena.
That arena is basically impossible when you're playing it on the PSP.
Yep.
Because you need other people.
Yep.
An online thing. So
who the hell did I know at the time that played Birth by Sleep on PSP?
No one, which is why I'm glad the final mix nixed that shit. So
it's one of the problems I had with well, not even a problem I had with it. I think that's one of the problems with Dragon Quest 9. No, is it? Yeah, it's 9. Sentinels of Starry Skies.
Yeah.
Where huge portions of that game are meant to be done in co-op, but because we live in America, nobody fucking plays Dragon Quest.
I mean, that was just side content. Like, none of that game is necessarily none of that game you necessarily have to do in co-op. Like, it's just like side content and like small dungeons that you can do in co-op.
Okay.
As well as connecting to the internet to get like cameos of different Dragon Quest characters, like Miss Jessica, for example.
I watched a review of that game and it was talking about how like everybody was playing it when it came out, and it's like, yeah, people were all working together to play together in a party, and I'm like, wow, that must have been amazing. And he tells this, he talked about all these community events that were arranged and everything for people to play Dragon Quest together, and he ends it with, in Japan.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that's right. That's right. Life is cruel and unfair. And that's the day I learned that there was no God, and I'm kidding. But yeah, that was a bummer. It's like, damn, that's a really shitty thing to miss out on. And when I came out in the US, I didn't do too hot. Seth Green did his best to advertise for us, but
I love those ads.
I like to fight in a poncho. Hey, Seth Green, why are you hanging out? Why are you hanging out with this child? What are you doing in this kid's room, Seth Green?
Arrow, and a
Quest?
pulsing crystal creates Leaf Bracer.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known that.
That doesn't seem that hard to accomplish, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know. I saw it in the menu grayed out, and I think I remember like racking my brain trying to get it. Being able to just do free healing in that game is hugely advantageous.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Seth Green just invades people's homes and plays Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I'm down with that canon. Honestly, I hope that Seth Green actually enjoys Dragon Quest. I hope he's not just acting and some paid actor for the commercials.
That's a bummer. Like you want it to be like Robin Williams.
Yeah. Because like I think everyone should. Well, that sounds forceful. I would like more people to enjoy the Dragon Quest series. There we go.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say I want everyone to like Dragon Quest. You all need to like it now. But that's douchey.
We will... yeah, Dragon Quest is one of those series I've always admired from afar. It's just every time I interact with it, it's like, this is just quality. It's like whenever I interact with Kirby.
Yeah.
Or not Kirby. Okay, yeah, Dragon Quest is probably the big example of just, oh, everything here just seems good, and what I wish Final Fantasy could be.
Yeah.
Like, not trying to appeal to anyone, just being itself and being
not a bunch
good
of
at
fluff. Well, there's fluff, but like
There's
good fluff.
But it seems like it is what it wants to be, and it doesn't try to appeal to anyone besides its own fans.
Yeah.
And I've always really admired that about Dragon Quest. Like, I look at Dragon Quest 8 and I compare it to like Final Fantasy 10, which is a great game, don't get me wrong. And I compare it to that, and I'm just like, man, like, you could have done this kind of game. But they just stopped trying. They started to try to appeal to other. They tried to appeal to other demographics rather than just trying to make what Final Fantasy fans wanted.
Yeah.
But then again, as of the Final Fantasy VII remake, I'm pretty sure that I have no fucking clue what Final Fantasy fans want.
I don't even know if I am a Final Fantasy fan.
I hit this point with Pokemon as well, where I've seen, how many Pokemon videos have you seen? Like, here's what Game Freak should do, and then you watch it and you go, no, you didn't get it. You missed it. You missed the point completely. What are you talking about?
I don't usually watch videos on Pokemon like that. If anything, I watch it for like Fallout. And that's usually about it.
I've watched quite a few that are like, here's what you need to do, and it's like, make it so you can start any gym in any order, and so you could pick from a list of like 8 Pokemon, and I'm like,
no.
But none of those are going to fix the integral problem with Pokemon. That's just, it's too simple, and it has a really good core, but you just need to build on that core. Like, the new Pokemon games should probably resemble the new Dragon Quest, where it's just, it looks like that, and
a full big 3D world that looks pretty and it's fun to play.
It's this thing I have to keep telling people, Pokemon is not special. It's a JRPG. And Dragon Quest is the quintessential JRPG that has grown. Like, just rip off Dragon Quest, seriously. Just do what Dragon Quest does. Make big open worlds in that structure.
Yeah.
You know, like Dragon Quest does. And it's like...
Or say fuck it and make it more like, make it a little darker and like SMT.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what Pokemon is. Because SMT came out first, didn't it?
I don't think so. They're also different in a lot of ways. I think the thing with Pokemon is I think the core is strong. It just needs to be built on.
Yeah.
People keep wanting to throw the core away. And I'm okay with fun stories that are meant for kids as long as they're well written. You can make good kids stories. Like, I don't know, something like Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Like, it's there.
A lot of those games are just about family. Family.
But yeah, it's just, they're games meant for kids. Kingdom Hearts is a game series meant for children, but it has a story that's interesting to adults. Maybe not good, but it's there.
Yeah.
I like it. It's the examples there. Don't be afraid just to look at what someone else is doing better than you and just copy them, and then build upon it in your own way. Inspiration's fine. And then the same thing happens with Final Fantasy, where it's just every single time I interact with Final Fantasy, it's like, I'm sick of all the overly effeminate, flamboyant designs. And I'm like, well, that's Nomura. It means a good artist. It's just you may not like his style. And also, Final Fantasy has always had effeminate designs that are very flamboyant. And, like, it's always had very feminine men. Even going back to Amano, who you could argue did it even more heavily. The difference is it was sprites and you used your imagination. It's your brain.
Also, my statement still stands about SMT and Pokemon. Megami Tensei came out in '87.
No, you're right. I'm just saying they're different. But yeah, like, I watched this video.
Like, story-wise, yeah, but like, at the core concept of collecting demons for your collection, it's very Pokemon-y.
I suppose, yeah.
But
yeah, like,
because of the fucking religion scare back in the 90s, SMT was never able to be popular.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Or 80s as well. Also, the end of the episode is upon us. Thank you for watching.